I can't quite explain how or why, but if you Google Cloudian Yu-Gi-Oh anime, one of the pictures that comes up a couple hundred pictures down is this meme that was somebody made of Rank 10 Yu-Gi-Oh, and it's beautiful, and I just had to share it with you before we started this video talking about why Cloudians give me nightmares. I don't really watch the Yu-Gi-Oh anime because anime is not really my thing, but man, they have some really weird artworks for cards that did not translate into the physical card. The first being like Cloudian Nimbus Man, because I mean, there's just like a lot of stuff wrong with here. Mostly that he just looks like a very fat, muscular baby, and that sort of bothers me because that's not really what Nimbus Man is. I always got the idea that Nimbus Man had like a big head because he was like smart, but this kind of makes him look really scary. I guess this was. I mean, I know there's like Japanese lettering for the attack there, but I feel like this is probably also in the English one. So he was like really scary, but more scarier is Cloudian Poison Cloud. Like my first reaction to seeing this guy was, this is the type of person that rapes people. My second reaction was, man, he is like swole, because like I don't remember the card being that ripped. I mean, look at his veins. Like, he doesn't even have blood. He's a cloud. But more importantly, like, he has like reverse double chins on his neck. He has like neck chins, like Kanye West does. And he's so buff. He's just uncomfortably buff. And then he skipped leg day because he doesn't have any legs. But Clouding Poison Cloud like shouldn't be this menacing. I mean, he should be like menacing because it's like a poison cloud, and I get that, but like when I look at this picture, I only think of like the poison being steroids, and that's really scary. Also, his tongue is making me feel uncomfortable. But the real reason I made this video is because Cloudian Eye of the Typhoon's anime artwork is hilarious. Like, so this is a picture that they show of the card. This is Cloudian Eye of Typhoon's artwork. The coloring is a little different from regular Cloudian Eye Typhoon, but more importantly, like, he just looks so strange. I don't know what it is. I think it's just like he doesn't look scary. I mean, he like looks scary in a different way. I mean, when you look at Cloudian Poison Cloud, he's like scary because he's so like buff, and he has like really weird. He has like slanted eyeballs that are like staring into your soul, and I don't know. I could like see him as like the devil. But when I see Eye of the Typhoon in this picture, it just makes me think that he's like ignorant to like, I don't know, he like seems like the type of person that would be like pulled around by a smarter person, and then he just like kills people for them. And this other picture, this is like when he's summoned. I mean, like, he kind of looks like a bouncer at a club, you know what I'm saying? But he just looks blissfully ignorant of what he is doing to people. Man, I remember there was actually a stream that I did where we looked at Cloudian Eye of the Typhoon for the first time, and I'd never seen him in the anime, and I was pretty surprised. But luckily, Cloudian Sheep Cloud is like the only Cloudian that doesn't look really scary or really funny or really strange in the anime, which is good because I collect Cloudian Sheep Clouds, and I'm glad that they kept its integrity in the anime instead of destroying it. And that was making me think about how, like, people complain that Konami changes the artwork of cards, especially from the anime. A lot of times when a card in the anime gets released, people get attached to the artwork, and then when it gets translated, not really translated, but when it gets added to the actual game, they change the artwork so it's not so like derpy. And for anyone that ever complains about that, just let them know that they really made a lot of positive design changes to do with the Cloudians. So shout out to Konami for that. Well, the other things that I found when I searched this were a lot of creative cards. And if you don't know what these are, basically scrubs that have nothing better to do go to a website, and then they can plug in the information about a card, and then they just make their own card. And I love these so much because they're all so bad. Sometimes they're like super overpowered, and the person that created them like didn't realize it, because like, so what happens is people post these in like Zodiac like unironically, and then because like they actually think like, oh, this is a cool idea, I'm gonna make this card, and people are gonna love me for it. And what happens is people that like play the game competitively, who would never make these cards in the first place, comment and like point out like an infinite loop or something ridiculous. But let's just take a look at a couple Cloudian ones that I found. Cloudian Ghost Eye, which, oh, the other thing is that like these are funny because the artwork on them is almost never hand drawn by the person that created it, so it's just like weird artwork that they found in Google Images, which makes it like 10 times funnier. Anyway, you make this with Cloudian Eye of Typhoon and Cloudian Ghost Fog, so basically 2 cards you would never play. It has 3,000 attack, 0 defense. If this card is in phase of defense position, destroy it. So the basic Cloudian text, except doesn't have protection from battle for some reason. When you fusion summon this card, place 1 fog counter on it for each Cloudian monster on the field. So that doesn't seem that... It doesn't really do anything, but sure. Once returned, destroy as many fog counters on this card. You can't destroy fog counters. To destroy as many cards on your opponent's side of the field. So what ends up happening here is you can summon it, put some counters on it, and then destroy cards, which might seem good, except that Cloudian Cirrostratus like literally does this, but doesn't require you to fusion summon it with 2 garbage monsters. And I really do like this image because it's, I mean, maybe that was just a bad Photoshop of like an eyeball floating in some swirly clouds, but it's whatever. Anyway, the other one that I found was Cloudian Cyber Dragon, and I didn't enhance the effect of this one because it's really straightforward. So Cloudian Cyber Dragon, that's its name, and then it takes its fusion materials are any Cloudian monster and Cyber Dragon. So one of the funniest things about this card's name is that it just like is the name of 2 archetypes. It's not even like imagine if like UFO Fighter was just titled like Hero Roid or something ridiculous like that, or like Warrior Roid. I don't know. I guess it's pretty close to that. UFO Roid Fighter is pretty. I don't know. Maybe that joke didn't work because that name is really dumb. Anyway, Cloudian Cyber Dragon is like the laziest name ever. So this card's effect is prepare yourselves. This card gains all the effects of the Cloudian monster used to fusion summon this card. So basically you fusion summon this using a Cyber Dragon and a Cloudian. I don't know why you're playing this in the same deck. And then this gets the effects of the Cloudian you use to summon it. And this is funny because almost all the Cloudians have effects when they're normal summoned, and like that's it. Like other than that, they pretty much just have the effects that remove counters on the field, which not even all of them, most of them can only take counters from themselves, not even like other. I think the Cloudian Altus, whatever, the one that discards cards from your opponent's hand, it's like the only one that can take from other places on the field. I guess I'm not like a Cloudian expert, so I don't fucking know these things off the top of my head. But so it doesn't even gain the effect of like Cyber Dragon. I guess Cyber Dragon doesn't have like any effects. But basically, you're just like -2ing, summon a 29 beater that can't be destroyed. But it's like it has like 41 defense like randomly. Like that's weird, right? Because like the Cloudians like don't have good defense, and like the Cyber Dragons don't have good defense. Like why does this have 4,100 defense? What is that like the most defense on a level 9 monster? Isn't this level 9? Yeah, it's level 9. Like isn't that like the most defense on a level 9 monster ever? I mean, this breaks records. It almost is like this guy found this image of a weird cybernetic dragon in clouds and was like, I need to make a card for this just to make sure I can have something to fit. Anyway, the other one that popped up, and this isn't a Cloudian one, but Antimatter Kuriboh. So they just took Kuriboh's picture there, and then they put it in negative colors. Like that's literally the artwork. It's Kuriboh from the anime with negative colors. That's it. That's the whole thing. Anyway, I didn't enhance this one's text, but it takes 5 level 1 monsters. It takes 5 level 1 Curry monsters, so it has to take Kuriboh or Kuriboh archetype monsters to summon for some reason. I mean, that's like, how is that going to happen? Like, but what does it do for all that effort? Once per turn, you can attach 1 exceed material from this card, which is good because it has 5 of them, so whatever. And if you do, negate all summons, monster, spell, trap, effects, or damage. We don't have... We'll just assume that says until the end phase, okay? We'll just assume you activate this and it negates pretty much everything until the end phase. That is like... Is that even worth it? So it's like... The problem is that this affects your own cards too, and it only has 300 attack. So like, if let's say you get 5 Kuribohs on the board. I don't know how because like you can't use multiply because other tokens, but I guess you could do it with like Kuriboh, where like you can bring back a bunch of Kuribohs, but that's like ridiculous. It's never gonna happen. But let's say it happens. Let's just suspend our disbelief and say that it happens. You summon this and you can negate everything. That's cool. Negate everything for 5 turns, except that like your stuff doesn't work either, and it has so you like can't kill them. Like this is just like a card that like someone said like I'm gonna make the most impossible summoning mechanic ever, 5 Kuribohs. And then I'm going to give it a ridiculous effect, and then I'm going to give it low enough attack to where, like, it can't even kill your opponent. Like, it'd be cool if it had, like, 2,000 attack, or even 1,800 attack points, or even 1,500 attack points, so you could actually, like, poke for game. But, like, you need to, like, summon other things next to this, but you're negating things, and it's just... This is what's in the mind of casuals, is what I'm trying to say. So, stop creating cards, because I hate them, and I think they're stupid. Thanks. Bye.